Not so irie last night after that Heat game, especially the end of the game. We know what their bugaboo is. They are not closers. They have bad fourth quarters. They have bad overtimes. They have bad ends of games. Therefore, they have bad record. They've been losing games.
They wouldn't be able to work in office space, man.
No, 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 no.
They get no coffee.
No, what's the Glenn Ross?
Yeah.
Coffee's for closers.
There you go.
Tyler Hero, no coffee for you. Bam Adebayo, no coffee for you. Man, it's just, how did it get to this point? Now, I did watch some of the games and listen to some of the games earlier this year where we were just god awful in the fourth quarter. I think one of them was against, I want to say, was it the Wizards? Or who was it?
Orlando.
One of the games, it wasn't that. It was a weekend game.
Brooklyn?
We scored 8 points. Brooklyn, we scored 8. And all they basically did is, this was when Bam was having his issues and, still trying to figure out and everything that was going on. He seems to have gotten over that. But they would just double team and just put someone on Tyler Hero. And Tyler Hero, there's only so much you can do. And you got two guys guarding you, knowing that you need to shoot threes and knowing that you're going to be the guy that's going to score. But it's gotten really bad. And I mean, they've tried everything. And we've asked Spo, and Spo said, I don't know. And I thought maybe getting a couple of bounces here and there, getting on that game winning streak, that things would kind of start to level out. They'd find a way. John Morant hits a lucky shot or a good shot. But, the very end of the game, hey, you tip your hat. We'll be all right. Let's get back to it. And then yesterday it strikes us again. And I don't know. I think I'm with Spo and him. I don't know what the answer is. It's simple, right? Bam just goes, give me the ball. We'll win or lose with me. Or Tyler Hero, give me the ball. We'll win or lose with me. Wow. At this point, I'm trying Alec Burke. Alec Burke is a good shooter. Maybe we should run some pick and rolls for him or something. Just this end of the game stuff. It's so hard to figure out. And I'm not the only one. This team's trying to figure it out.
No point guard.
Terry Rozier, I mean,
you have a point guard.
I'm not trying to pile on.
That guy dictates the offense. He gets everybody in the places they need to be. He can create a shot for himself and for others, and they don't have that. Tyler, maybe, but Tyler's not really a point guard.
You need his scoring, though.
He's a guard. He's shown that he can get shots for others, but it's usually in the sense that he's trying to get a shot, and maybe he's double teamed, and there's an open guy, and so he'll find him. But we're talking about a guy like, let's run a play. Let's make sure that the play is run correctly. You set the pick, whatever. You set the flare screen, whatever. They don't have that. And they haven't had that, to be honest with you, probably all year.
Two candidates to be the catalyst and the starter of the offense would be a Terry Rozier, who last night played a paltry 4 minutes. Maybe Jaime Jaquez Jr. You know what he did last night?
What? Splinters on his ass?
DNP.
Yeah, splinters on his
CD, ass. Coach's decision.
Splinters on your ass.
So you got a hodgepodge your point guards between Davion Mitchell, Kyle Anderson, maybe.
Hey man, Slow-Mo, he gave you one good game. That's the reason why he called him Slow-Mo. It's like a video game. It takes him a long time for his energy to power back up.
They've started Pelle Larsson the past couple of games. He had 3 points last night.
Mm-hmm.
3 assists.
It's just 3 more than you and I.
But the Rozier and Jaime Jaquez Jr. this year being basically no-shows, that is, you're losing two guys that you are expecting to rely on.
Sophomore slump. Don't know the reason what happened with that with Jaime and Terry Rozier. It's never worked out.
It has not. Trade. I'm ready to say that it does not work out.
You ready to say? You should have been said it. The neck injury was bad, and we thought maybe that he would come back from that, but
man, he really was just getting empty points with the Charlotte
empty calories. Yeah.
Oh, that's why a lot of people ask me about like CJ McCollum for the Pelicans. Like, oh, he'd be a great addition. Like, he gets a lot of empty points. Like,
but the only thing about it is that at least he came from a winning program, right? So he played alongside Dame. So you know that it's not like he can give you something from a veteran standpoint if that was what you needed. But I don't think that's what the Heat need right now.
They need a lot of things. They need a point guard. They probably need another verified scorer. And remember when Haywood Highsmith started for Jimmy Butler? And I told you Haywood Highsmith is good for 2 points every game. Last night, 2 points. Oh, man. Alec Burks has been good. He had 24 points last night. Alec Burks, your offseason addition. But Pelle Larsson maybe can be that point guard guy. We'll have to wait and see. I mean, it's kind of getting late in the season. Kel'el Ware, he's getting more minutes now. He's been playing good, but he's a rookie, man. There's going to be days where he can score 15, 18 points, or there's nights like last night, 7 points in 19 minutes, 6 rebounds. Duncan Robinson, 16 points, 31 minutes. Duncan's in one of those weird places right now where, like, well, they always say if Duncan can give you 15 to 17, 20 points a game, you're going to win. Well, he gave you 16 last night, and it still wasn't enough, and no one there to close out the game. Fourth quarter, he scored 23 points. The Bucks scored 30. Then in overtime, Bucks scored 10. The Heat score 4 points. That is not going to get it done. I don't know if anybody that scores 4 points at overtime and wins. That doesn't happen very often. They're just guessing.
Another problem is they didn't go to the line much. I mean, an overtime game, you only went to the line 16 times.
We're used to a team that is very good at getting to the line, and that's kind of was part of their game this year. With is it time to start wondering about this new up-tempo offense that they put in the offseason?
What up-tempo offense?
I'm saying, is it disappeared? What is it?
What do you mean disappeared? When did it appear?
Never. Remember, we have to change the game or we're going to get left behind. We don't need Jimmy, getting into the lane and getting fouled and shooting mid-ranges and bam.
That is something that I like that you brought that up.
We need to extend him past the three-point line.
So when Spo had the big three, he went to Oregon and learned Chip Kelly's spread offense.
Chip Kelly was a football coach.
Right. He went to learn how to use the spread offense. A lot of in all reality, this is why we all love Spo. Spo was really starting what a lot of these coaches ended up utilizing and claiming that they're the ones who started this. But he was the first one using the stretch 4, the 4 to become the 5, the stretch 5
with Chris Bosh over in the corner.
And the Shane Battier and the Mike Millers and all those guys in the corner. It was really the big three in Spo from 2011 to 2014. But don't think he's really done that ever since. I don't know if it's because a lot of stuff. If you had D Wade, LeBron, and Bosh, you could do a lot of things. But I don't see him doing anything like that with this team ever since. Maybe that one year when they were really good from 3-point. That year that they were the 1 seed,
number 1 seed. Yeah,
they were really efficient 3-point shooting team. But ever since then, they haven't been the same.
I always wondered this at the beginning of the season, and I was like, they're going to this more up-tempo, want to shoot more threes offense because they quote-unquote don't want to be left behind. But know your personnel. Your 2 best players are guys that aren't exactly great 3-point shooters, and Bam Adebayo and Jimmy Butler, who like to get into the lane and like to take mid-range shots. You're kind of taking that away from them.
Right, but when that was the key. So when they get to the lane, because they attack downhill, they get to the lane. If they get double teamed or somebody rolls over, there should be an open guy to shoot the 3. That's why Duncan Robinson was paid that contract that he was given years ago. That's why Tyler Hero's there. That's why Alec Burks was brought in.
Mm-hmm.
That's why Kevin Love, for what he is, if he was playing, he was supposed to be that stretch 4, stretch 5 who can shoot the 3, get the rebounds, outlet. But that Kevin Love has been gone for a long time.
And let's be honest, we drafted Kel'el Ware not just because he was the best player on the board.
But he also could shoot the 3. He can pick and roll,
and he can set the 5 and allow Bam to get out and shoot more threes and be more on the outside.
But it hasn't happened, bro.
I just don't know the personnel and the play calling are exactly meant for each other.
They're not a talented team. Like, that was the thing. They're not a talented team. They're not an athletic team. They're not athletic as other teams.
No, I mean,
they're gonna win games off their grit and grind. And the fact that they have one of I still think he's the best coach in the game.
Yeah.
And they have the best coach in the game.
Let's call it honest. How is their method of winning games? Grit, grime, and hopefully make baskets. And if the baskets are missed, and I mean, you can say that about the Boston Celtics. The Boston Celtics, if they're cold, they get beat by 21 like us the other night. But if they're on, they're fine. It's about making baskets and then grinding it out. That's what the Heat does. If they can come out and get hot, they're good. If they have an off night or an off fourth quarter, it's lights out, man.
Yeah.
And you know what? We have a large enough sample size now. I don't want to hear all you'll see. They'll figure it out. They're a playoff team. They're a team that's set for the playoffs. Sample size is large, man. 35 and 43. Got a couple of games left in the season. At least one play-in game because they have officially clinched the play-in. Other than that, we shall see. I don't know. This up-tempo offense that we put in when they went to the Bahamas to practice it, and it just it never settled in. It never settled in.